Hey everyone, and welcome back to Tom's Garage, and today you join me with the 2023 Lexus RZ 450e fully electric, so stay tuned for this video. So here we have the new 2023 Lexus RZ, all new, all electric, fully electric Lexus EV. It sits between the Lexus NX and the Lexus RX in terms of size, shares its platform with the Toyota BZ4X. You're going to notice up front it's not got the traditional Lexus spindle grille because there's no engine up here, so it is very smooth with little detailing around the edges. So the headlights up front are very sleek, and they're also kind of curved and non-offensive. They're not quite aggressive, unlike maybe the LED ones you see in something like the Lexus LC or even the new ES. We do have, you can see your indicator on the inside with your bulb and then your daytime running light up top. And this car features a very prominent Lexus badge up front with the camera there as well. This Takumi model comes with these 20-inch diamond cut alloy wheels. As you can see, very attractive. The lesser trim comes with an 18-inch. Down the side here is where your charging port's going to hide. Pull this up and you've got your CCS charging port, so you don't have to worry about any CHAdeMO chargers. Unlike maybe the UX300E, this one uses a standard type that you can find fairly commonly at most charging outlets. The design and the indicators on the wing mirrors are quite unique as well for a Lexus. They're up at the top here at the side. We do have the camera underneath for the 360 camera. And the design of it's okay, it's not my favourite. I do like the kind of chrome strip ones you see on like the RC ES and the LC, for example, but they do the job. So this kind of rear three-quarter angle is kind of my favourite for the Lexus RZ. It looks very aggressive. I love these fins up the top. You can see the bar light, and it just looks really different to other kind of cars on the road. We do have that kind of stepped up look up the back here that just reminds me of my LC 500. I think you can see it in this portion here, and this bit here screams LC to me, which is a very nice unique detail. These fins are quite cool as well. I know the polarised opinion on Facebook, but you don't need a rear wiper, so I guess that's helping with airflow, dragging that down. You'll notice in the back as well, we don't have the Lexus badge, it's spelled out across. Open the boot up underneath. It is electrically operated, and as you can see, this particular one's fitted with a rubber protection mat but covers all the carpets. Decent size, width, you can easily get a golf club in here. Nice flat area. Underneath, storage for charging cables, I've just kept them there. And you do have a relatively high road lip, however it is quite flat, so that's going to be ideal for placing things. And with the seats folded, you do have a relatively flat road floor, and it's relatively big as well, 60-40 split as well. And with this specially designed rubber mat, as you can see, it's going to protect the back of the seats as well. So I would consider getting this because I do have them in the IS, and it's handy to have just to protect your carpets, especially if you're going to be carrying stuff or hauling things. Fold that and you can see how cavernous it's going to be. You could just remove this at a touch of a hook. Close the boot, touch of a button, electrically closes, and as you can see the camera saying hello. Let's have a look in the back. We'll fold these seats up. We're going to be greeted with a very gorgeous interior. As you can see, this one's finished with like a tan and black trim, which is just divine. It's so plush. Everybody comments on how premium it looks. If I step into the back of the car, this is my legroom, so I'm 5'11", and you could stretch out. There's plenty of legroom here. Relatively flat floor as well, so it's going to be an issue for footroom. As I mentioned in previous videos, I'm 5'11", plenty of headroom up here. Shoulder room's good, and you could probably genuinely get free abreast back here, no bother. So I'm going to sit in the middle. As you can see, still room there. Turn the camera around, your feet could spread, you could put your feet here. Plenty of room and good view of the cabin up front. I do like the fact as well, you've got seat heaters and USB-C chargers, and you've also got a free pin outlet back here as well. So you could plug in your blender for your margaritas for road trips, microwaves. Just joking, but yeah, you've got that option there. I do like the fact you've got little map pockets behind here that are aligned with a nice soft lining, so it's not going to scratch it. And it is wipeable, so if you've removed kids' feet or something like that going to touch the back of the seats, you can wipe that down. And speaking of kids, while you're back here, the greenhouse is pretty good. You've got a lot of glass around, and this can become transparent, which I'll show you when we get up front. so you can get a good view of the sky as well. Material quality is very good in this. It's continued from the front through to the rear. You've got this suede material in the back, nice blend of kind of the plastic and the vinyls, and you can see the detail of the stitching, the door handle, and down below you've got a little bit of room there for a bottle of water even, and you can see a little bit light. This shines up at night and gives you a nice cool pattern. We do have child seat points as well, which are easily accessible. And if you're carrying two abreast, or two in the rear, you can have your cup holders down. So you can have somebody at each side, nice drink, aircon blowing or heated seats, however you may want it, hot chocolate if you're in Scotland. And up here, worth noting, little lights you can touch on and off, like so. We're going to go ahead and up in front. You've got a little button behind here, pull, pulls the door open. Nice blend of the materials up front again, electric door handle, window switches, etc. And when you open the door, you're greeted with this beautiful interior with the contrast black and brown. Go ahead and step in. And you're cocooned in your little EV bubble. Start the car up, fit the brake, and we'll let it do its little dance. This huge screen that's giving me a little bit of a mirror reflection. There we go. And up here is one of my favourite things about this RZ. You can push this button and it goes transparent. Just by touching this button here. So that's quite cool. Even got, where we're up here, a sunglass holder lined with the fuzzy stuff, SOS button, door lights, and you can tap these little map lights if you wanted. We also have sun visors with, anybody wants to see, your little LED button there, and a little bit of room for your card as well. Same on the driver's side. So everything in the RZ is controlled through this touchscreen here. As you can see, pretty large, very configurable and easy to use. You can jump between like your phone, your radio, sat nav at the top, and this is on vehicles. You can change your driving modes if you wanted something like your range, if you wanted to do sports mode, depending on what you wanted to do. This is what you could have it. So range really cuts out things like your aircon, the cooled seats, just to maximise efficiency in the range. I put it into sports mode and maybe turned up the speed. The fan, we'll give you an example, live example, 100 miles if I'm in sports mode, got the air on. If I put it into range, turn the air off, I suddenly gain 25 miles. So that's a 25% increase if you decide to run with everything off. Today it is 19 degrees, which is a little bit warm, so potentially might run with some air on today. But you do have things like your cooled seats, which are all automatic. A touch of a button in the car can work that out for you. Again, we can touch range and turn all that off. You may have seen here we've got little climate controls which are built into the side of the rotary knob here, which is quite a nice little detail. I like the fact the colour chart with the red and the blue is in there to give you a little bit of a key. This is highly configurable and there's a lot of information held within this screen, but I won't go through everything to bore you to death. But you can customise illumination. I thought it was quite cool. You can change the lights. So at night you've got these lights that project onto the doors. You can work your way through whatever theme you may fancy. Yeah, all this to go through. That could be a whole video on Lexus infotainment. Charging port down here, USB chargers here. We've got a camera control, which stitches together like so. We've also got a parking button there that helps you park the car if you were in a space, which we'll not be needing while we're in the driveway. Double cup holder. This little rotary knob here, so push down left to reverse, you can hear it beeping, gonging at you. Push down for neutral, and then push down to the right for drive to engage forward, and it's a separate button altogether for park. This little Lexus button here, which is kind of really Lexus specific, every manufacturer's their own way, but you push this hold button, and it's telling me because my seat's unbuckled, but you'd push that down, a little hold button comes up, and that means when you have a set of lights, the car's just going to be stationary. We do also have traction control off and a park and brake. So this particular car is fitted with these heaters, which are behind here. So there's one underneath the passenger's legs, or further legs on into the control, and then here underneath the steering column, which are almost like mini radiators, which are really good for when it's cool. It was 11 degrees last night and I got to benefit from that. And the idea of that is it's a little bit more efficient to have these radiators projecting the heat down versus using the climate system. It's worth noting as well, where we're talking about engineering, we've got a double hinged centre console here, and because we've lost the glove box due to the heater up here, we do have storage in here for things, so that's quite cool. And you can grab like your bottle or book or whatever you've got in there, and that goes all the way through the centre console here, so both the driver and the passenger can access this here, which is a little novel touch, I guess. And with regards to comfort, this car's a good comfortable cruiser. I've driven this about 200 miles, maybe 250 miles. It's very comfortable on the motorway. It does the whole kind of luxury SUV thing quite well, and being electric, it's very smooth. I also like the fact that we've got decent headroom, again 5'11", plenty of adjustment for rake and aft adjustment. The steering wheel is electric, the seats are electric, and we have lumbar support as well, so you're going to be very comfortable in this car regardless if you're tall or short. And we may as well have one last look at these seats, because I promise you they're going to be super kind of plush, and the suede material is really nice to feel, and as I said, everybody's commented on it so far who's got into the car. These seats are heated and ventilated as well, so on a hot or cold day you're going to be comfortable. So while we're going to look at the steering wheel, there's a couple of things to point out. Firstly, we've got an eye detection thing for driver's attention. Here we've got some buttons for, as you can see, the heads-up display. All RZs come with that. I know it's flickering a little bit, it's just due to the frame rate, but we do have buttons on the left that do like your radio and things, but because they do multiple features, if I touch this here, so if I run my finger over this here, you can see we've got like mode, your audio, and I push the button at the bottom, it gives you calls. Same thing on the right hand side here, it gives you like your cruise control options. Touch that down here, and you can see we're going to change the heads-up display. So that's quite cool. And then on the left hand side there, so you'll notice we're seeing power consumption, and that changes it down here. Speed, audio off, yeah, just like that. So that's quite handy. Unlike all Lexus products, we've got your bonnet release up here. The bonnet in this car is just the motor and some wires, so there's nothing really exciting underneath there. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video on the Lexus RZ 450e. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel below. Thank you very much to Lexus Glasgow for allowing me to film their car. As always, stay safe. Ciao.